the White House is pushing Congress for an additional $24 billion. And one of those Republican congressmen who signed that letter is Warren Davidson from Ohio. He is also a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman, thank you for joining us here on the Hill on NewsNation. You heard Chuck Schumer there basically relay the message from Volodymyr Zelenskyy. If we don't get the help, we will end up losing the war. Why not give him the help?
Look, I think a lot of people are sympathetic to Volodymyr Zelenskyy. I certainly am. I was inspired when he told the Biden administration, I don't need a ride out of my country, I need ammunition. And so let's not forget, that was Biden's opening offer, we'll get you out. He was prepared for the whole nation to crumble and be rolled up by Russia in a heartbeat. Now he's got an open checkbook, no limit to the money and no limit to the spending. And frankly, you know, what I'm hearing is that it's going to take hundreds of billions more with an indefinite timeline. A long war
hundreds
favors
of
Russia.
Billions? Who are you hearing that from?
You know, estimates of what it will take. I mean, and it depends on the mission, right? So I've got a bill called the Define the Mission Act that fits an amendment I had in the National Defense Authorization Act. It just says to the Biden administration, you tell me, what is your mission? What exactly are you trying to accomplish? And a lot of people say, well, obviously, kick the Russians out of Ukraine. Well, is that out of all of Ukraine or is that out of Crimea? Because that's a different mission set. And right now, all they've succeeded in doing is making sure that it doesn't spread to NATO. They could do that with diplomacy. And unfortunately, while it does say we're grinding down the Russian army, it's also grinding down the Ukrainian army and the Ukrainian population. So it is at great cost with no definition of success and no accountability.
Congressman, you're a Republican, as I mentioned. There are other Republicans who are taking the other side of this argument. In the Senate, for example, here was Lindsey Graham.
If you were in that briefing and you came away believing that what we do in Ukraine doesn't affect our national security interest in the world, you literally had your ears closed. Those who suggest that we shall pull the plug on Ukraine, I will make sure to my dying day you own that decision.
What would you say to the senator there?
Well, few people have liked war as much as Lindsey Graham. He's at least polite about it. But look, I don't think we should be sending Americans there. So when you hear people like folks on your panel say they're doing the fighting for us, they're not doing the fighting for us. Our country wasn't invaded. So I'm sympathetic to the fact that their country was invaded. And frankly, I regret that the Biden administration is so weak that they had no influence to stop or deter this. What we know is this didn't happen when Donald Trump was president. It happened when Barack Obama was president, when they took Crimea. It happened when Joe Biden was president. And frankly, there are a lot of things that should be given more scrutiny. I don't think Lindsey Graham is giving it the scrutiny that it deserves.
So do you believe that this would stop in 24 or 48 hours like Donald Trump suggests if he were president? You just brought him up.
No, not 24 or 48 hours. And frankly, it's harder to solve than that. It would have been easier to prevent up front. But right now, all that's happening is a lot of people are getting killed with no definition of what the mission is. And look, it doesn't have to be public. It can be in the skiff. But the Biden administration hasn't provided that in the most classified setting, what exactly they're trying to accomplish. And they need to do that. Frankly, you don't really know how many resources they need until they tell you what the mission is. If you go by what Victoria Nuland is saying, she said that it's regime change in Russia, including war crimes tribunals for Vladimir Putin. And I'm not saying that's unjust. I'm just saying that's not a war that the United States should fight. And it's not one that the people of Ukraine can achieve.
Congressman Warren Davidson of Ohio, thank you for being here on the Hill. We'll have you on back. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.